what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live. You see it.
Industries most wanted.
Big industries most wanted, not the little one. Listen, I got a beautiful, beautiful young lady checking in tonight. Claramarie. Is it Claramarie Melody to be exact?
It's Clara Marie, but melody for the melodies that I provide.
I love that. Definitely. Well, listen, my love, thank you so much for being here tonight. You've been out here getting to it, working, traveling abroad, traveling here, doing your thing. Introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Clara Marie. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, born and raised. Down here in Fort Lauderdale is where I lay my head. I'm not new to this music. I grew to this music, but I just put my feet in this music in a different direction that I've never had before. So, yeah, here I am, a new artist upcoming from Memphis.
I love it. I love it. Before we dive into anything, I want to talk about that. Take us through growing up in Memphis. What was that like for you?
Oh wow. Oh gosh, so many beautiful things. If you compare it to times these days, I mean, it was beautiful times where we can play in the dirt and make dirt cakes and be outside and playing with the friends and jumping in pools. And, I grew up in a home with a single mom. It was seven of us. We like a typical, single family home. We had our challenges, but mom never gave up and she kept us all close knit. So I grew up very close with my siblings. And yeah, we moved around a lot. So at my teenage years is where I finally kind of set still when my mom kind of got stable in my teens and moved to East Memphis. And that's when I started fiddling with music again. I became a background singer for
Mm.
some blues artists. I did the Stax 50th anniversary, Isaac Hayes' last performance. Um, Background for Barcades, many more. But that's how I got my foot in. And then 10 years later, I did something different.
I love that. It sounds like really it's in your DNA. It's something you've been doing for a very, very long time. So have you worked on the gospel side and secular side?
So I have not worked on the gospel side, but yet I did grow up in church. I did grow up singing in choirs in
Yeah.
church, but I haven't tapped in as an artist on that gospel side. But it's coming. So I write poetry. That's kind of where I started first too. Before I even got my hands into the music, I wrote poetry. So I probably have an album already ready for my poetry, converting it to gospel or, something. But I
Okay.
have it and it's
That is
coming.
amazing. That's actually, I was going to ask you, have you ever, has any of your poems inspired some of your music? And it sounds like it has.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course. That's where my music comes from, is my poetry. I go back into things that, that's touched me and then I tap into it and then boom, now I'm putting it on a track.
Absolutely. So I heard you say early on that you're now doing something different musically. Elaborate on that.
Yes. So when I did step into the music about 5 years ago as an artist, I was an R&B singer. I stepped
Mm.
in on the R&B side. Um, that lasted like maybe a year. I mean, I wrote, well, I'm not gonna say I wrote. I had ghostwriters as well. Shout out to Fish Official, Money Zoe. Let me put it in there. Money Zoe. Yeah, shout out to him. We put an R&B EP together and started to promote it. I ended up meeting my nephew Jay. Shout out to Jay, Jay Will. Jay Will tapped into my hip hop side, my rapping side, that I didn't know exist.
Mm.
And we wrote this song called Auntie, and I kind of took off from there. I couldn't stop writing. And that was just last year. So I've been a rapper for a year.
I love that. I love the fact that you're exploring new things within something that you already love. And I feel like that's so, so important that we don't want to ever get boxed in, right?
Of course.
So being from Memphis too, like Memphis has legendary artists, it's produced
Auntie.
legendary artists. Oh, that's hard. Is that something that you created right there?
I know. Well, actually, it's what's so crazy. I had this interview tonight, and I just went and dropped my sister, my babysitter, off at home, and her and my little sister have a condo together, and my little sister just gave me my birthday present, which was this auntie sweater. I
I
was
love
like,
it.
yo, I was gonna be sexy tonight and
I,
have, you know what I'm saying, the cleavage out, you know what I'm about. But I was like, I'm gonna come with the auntie sweater.
I
So
know
shout
that's
out to
right.
my little sister and to
It's
my big
cute
sister,
on you.
Timmy.
And happy birthday. When was your birthday?
It was January the 9th, so I've been out the country and I've been in Memphis and traveling. So I just got back home maybe 4 days ago. So I just saw my sister from 2 months ago today.
Wow. Where all did you get to travel to during this time? Besides Memphis, you said you were out of the country as well.
Of course. So I just got back from New Zealand and Australia. So what I do in my other time, my other life, I have been caring for patients for 26 years and I'm independent. So I have a patient that I travel the world with when they're traveling the world. Um, Unfortunately, about 2 years ago, he had a stroke. So his wife is kind of spoiling him and taking him wherever he desired to go. And of course, I'm going along, getting it checked, and and some belt in traveling the world, seeing the world. You know,
That's not such a bad thing. You're working, getting paid, but you get to see the world at the same time. And I think
absolutely,
that's so amazing because there are some people who never even leave their city, let alone their state or country.
of course, of course. So I'm grateful and I'm blessed. Yes.
Super blessed. What was your experience like over there?
It was so what they're going on cruises. So we're
Mm,
getting off at port. So we're literally on the cruise for like 3 weeks at a time. And we're getting off at ports and we're exploring through the country and beautiful.
yeah.
This is my first time in Australia, my first time in New Zealand. Last year, which, like I said, I've had this patient for a year, a little over a year. So last year was Paris for the first time in
Oh,
February, and then we did Italy, and then we did Asia, and then we just got back from New Zealand and Australia. And this is
wow.
within maybe, I'll say, 15 months.
Wow, that is amazing right there. You are
Yes.
truly being able to see the world, but also at the same time providing care for somebody. And it takes such a special person to do what you do. You have to
Of
have a big
course.
heart and that empathy to take care of somebody. So I absolutely commend you for that.
Of course. 26 years. Yeah.
That's a long time.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you feel like between healthcare and helping people and your music, those are your purpose combined?
I would say definitely. If the healthcare thing was kind of like, yeah, you can say a calling for me. I started when I was a teenager. My best friend, her mom was a nurse, and she would take us, during the summer, and we would care for some of her patients. Before that, before I was old enough to work, and I was a babysitter. I come from a big family, so it was go over this cousin house or go over to this sister house for the summer. So caring for people has always been in me. But like I said, at 16, tapped in with my best friend's mom, and 18, I took off.
I love it. I love it. So you're originally from Memphis, but you're now in the Fort Lauderdale area. If you don't mind sharing, what took you to Florida?
Whoa, so it's gonna be a story. It's called A Story of Claramarie. It's a movie coming soon. We're about to be shooting this movie this summer. So I've always had, four cities on my radar that I've always wanted to live in. Um, my dog is in my chips. Give me a second. Get away.
Hey, he's like, Mom, you've been gone. I'm about to tear up. Look at him. Look at him. He's running.
See, I'm constantly hearing something cackling. But
Hearing something moving around, some rustling and tussling. That's cute.
yes. So where were we? Oh, Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, like I said, it was just a time in my life where I just wanted to try something new. and I love the sunny weather. I love the heat. My birthday's in January, so I've always experienced a very frigid birthday, ice storms and very cold weather. Florida was kind of like first on the list. I left with some friends, two friends. We all were broke. I had about maybe less than $500 on me, no bank account, no driver's license. We came down in a rental car, a local rental car, and the next day, I'll say within 48 hours, I split up from them, and I kind of like just, um, I'll say, depended on God, and
Yeah.
He carried me through.
It sounds like it. You took that true step out on faith, and because of that, God, He took the wheel. Jesus took the wheel and literally led you. I mean, just that little pan around you did. Looks like you have a beautiful home.
Oh, yeah, yeah. This is the condo. We're the penthouse on the 25th floor. And
I mean, yes, ma'am. You better pop your ish. Okay.
just me and my little mans and my mans right here. And
Wow.
I mean, you can't see it, but it's the
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, y'all. She got a beautiful, beautiful home. She just had a quick blackout. I think it's the Wi-Fi connection. She'll be back in a minute. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Listen, if you guys are tuned in, no matter which platform you're on, go ahead and drop a comment and let Claramarie know that you're here. Shout out to the homie DJ Hype Man Crunk for making this connection as well. We'll give her a second to get back online. See, she was giving us the grand tour. Look what happened. The devil is a lie. Okay, I think we got her back. There we go. The devil is a lie, right?
he's a lie. Auntie in this joint. Yeah.
I know that's right, but you have a beautiful, beautiful home.
I appreciate it.
Man, and that right there is just that is motivation and inspiration. Like you said, you went to Florida literally with $500, no bank account, just took a step out on faith, and look how you living now. I mean, congratulations on all your success.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Definitely, absolutely. Are you enjoying living in Florida?
Florida is probably one of my favorite places besides California, only because I love the ocean. I love
Yeah,
water. So that's kind of what brought me here. I'm a Capricorn, so I love the water.
yeah,
But Cali was always on the list of one and two because I like the water and the mountains. But Florida was closer to home,
yes,
so I just stayed on this side of the country. And then, like I said, when I did this, it was just kind of like out the blue and trying something. And like I said, stepped out on faith, and then I just kept going. It wasn't easy. I stayed in Florida like 3 years, and I went to New Jersey for six.
mm.
Came back to Florida when COVID happened. That was my little escape because I managed a tuxedo store there. So I kind of escaped there during COVID, and I've been back here since COVID 2020.
At least you're not waking up experiencing them icy cold mornings down there either in Florida.
But we have.
No, I know
We
Northern Florida just had because I'm from Tampa. I'm from Tampa, Florida. I lived there my whole life.
Oh,
And I moved here to Atlanta back in 2013, but I'm on this 2-year pivot. Probably in the next 2 years, I definitely want to move back to Florida because I never intended on being in Atlanta for as long as I have. I wanted to come here, get myself established, and go back home because that's where all my family is, all my friends is, and I, like you, love the water and the beach and stuff. So,
yes.
absolutely, get the hurricanes and stuff, but it's anywhere you go, you're gonna deal with something.
Something, right. And actually, for the last, I'm going to say 60 to 90 days, I've been searching for a place in Atlanta.
Okay,
Well,
okay. Are
not
you?
so much Atlanta, Georgia,
Yes,
cities around, or Lawrenceville, I believe.
that's where I live at right now, Lawrenceville.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I've been searching for cities because I've been gone 12 years from my city. I don't want to move back to my city yet. I do want to be close enough where the commute is short for my parents because now my parents are up in age, you
Yes.
know. So definitely want that commute to be if I had to drive or something did happen strange in this world, I can get in the car and be 5 hours from my family versus 14.
Absolutely understood, and that's definitely one of the things that's pulling me back to Florida. Because my same thing, my mom passed a couple years ago, but my dad's up in the years, and I just feel like I need to be there for him should anything happen. So, sis, I completely understand. I get it. So, but
Sure.
yeah, Lawrenceville, that's where I live at. I originally was in Duluth, which is right next to Lawrenceville, but I've been here in Lawrenceville since 2020, and it's a beautiful area, and we can get downtown Atlanta in 30 minutes. So it's like we're not in the middle of the hustle and bustle, but you can get there in 30 minutes. So yeah, definitely check it out. There's some beautiful homes out here.
That's what I heard. My uncle put me on, and I think he's like in
Winder, yeah,
Winder Joy. Okay, yeah. So he's like, look, if this is the area for you. You want to
yeah.
kind of be, middle class but safe. And I'm like, yeah, I just want somewhere close to Atlanta, but not in Atlanta.
Exactly. No, Lawrenceville's the perfect location. It's very safe out here. It's beautiful. So I definitely say come check it out. Come on, come check it out.
Okay.
Maybe you could be my
Okay.
neighbor.
Okay, for sure, for sure. Hey, and especially due to this new career, it's probably best for me. It will. I'm not gonna say probably. I know it's best for me to be closer to home and in Atlanta. Because
Yes,
that's where I'm
absolutely.
doing most of my business at anyway, in Memphis and Atlanta.
Definitely. So let's talk about some of your music. In 2023, you released "Story of Claramarie," the project.
Mhm.
Let's talk about the creative process for that. How long was it in the works? What in particular did this project really mean to you? Give us the rundown on that.
You're gonna, this story of Clara Marie is, it gets interesting and more interesting. So, in Jersey, before I left, my intentions was to I start a clothing line.
Okay.
I end up getting gypped out, messing with the wrong people in New York, and it kind of got discouraged and kind of strayed away from it. But during that process, I made a jingle. My friend and I, again, Money Zo, shout out Money Zo, we created this jingle called Lollipop. The jeans were called Lollipop. um the song was so trendy, and everybody that heard it was like, you should really do this. I mean, you sing anyway. I mean, you're never gonna like put any effort into the music thing. And I'm like, let's stick with the jingle right now. Let's just stick with the jingle. And that was probably like 2015, 16 maybe. Fast forward, did nothing. I was going to clubs, performing, mostly strip clubs. Fast forward, like I said, 2020, 4 years later, again, money's always like, you're really not going to do nothing with this music. And I'm like, okay, look, y'all want me to do something with this music. Let's do something with this music.
Yes.
Got the songs together. I went in the studio, recorded every song on my EP the same day, tipsy, and the magic happened. And the magic happened. And never went in. We never went back in and edit nothing. Just kept it like that. And it was like, how did you do this? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess it was the Tito's.
You was feeling good. You was floating right along, right?
I was flown right along. I was floating right along. It
Oh,
just,
that's right.
I wasn't too serious. Really, in reality, I was thinking, look, my age. Y'all really think I'm going to step into this music at my age? Um, like, no, I just wasn't really serious about it. I got back to Florida. I knew I was going to get my hands back in the healthcare industry. Just, this time I was going to be independent. And that's what I've been for the last 4 years. But I came down here and got involved with that. And like I said, I played with the music, but it was when that rap song was written, Auntie, my single Auntie, something in me just clicked and I took off.
I know that's
And I
right.
couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I kept writing a song. I kept writing a song. And we got Amen, Say Man. We got the story of Clara Marie, which is a remake of the Outcast, one of Outcast beats. And It's just crazy. I can't explain it. It's just like I said. Once I get a pen, which it's effortless when I get a pen in my thoughts and the pen. It's just like, I'm venting on a piece of paper, and I know how to kind of make it rhyme. And yeah, here we are.
Absolutely. And I feel like we all need an outlet, because the world is full of craziness and music sounds like it's an outlet for you. Music is it definitely in the writing process can be a form of therapy because we've got to have an outlet to pour our emotion into. So when you pick up that pen and you start writing, you're able to pour everything into your music and let it out.
Of course, that's exactly what it is.
Shout out to everybody checked in. I see we got people on Facebook checking in. We got YouTube checking in. DJ Hype Man Crunks checking in. Shout out if you guys are. Make sure you drop a comment. Let her know that you're here supporting because that's what it's all about. That's one of the things that artists depend on is the support, and it don't take nothing but to type a couple messages and let her know that you're here. So definitely
For
shout out
sure,
to
for
everybody
sure.
checking in. 100%. So, are you going to? That was released in 2023, the most recent project. Is that something you think you might look to work on in the near future as another, whether it's an EP or an album?
Yeah, so when I dropped some singles on, so we was, talking, drop a single at a time. So I only dropped three singles out of the eight singles.
Okay.
And then like I said, I immediately turned to the rap. And then I got another, I'm every time I travel to Memphis, which is probably every 3 weeks, if I'm in the country, I'm in Memphis, So every time I hit Memphis, I'm writing a song. I'm in the studio and trying to get that catalog thick. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? So
understood. You got a question coming from on Facebook, so let's go ahead and get into the question. They said I had the same thoughts, my concerns about the music being able to physically perform your songs. Do you share those concerns?
physically, as far as my limbs, I feel great, I far as everything, my health, I'm a pretty healthy person. Like I said, I take care of people. That's what I do. I'm lifting and doing a lot, when it comes to take care of a human being. But I have seen people in the ages, they're out here performing and they're having a heart attack, they're having a stroke, but at the same time, that's my mind just thinking like, okay, you are of age. But like I said, I do follow protocol by not doing things that I used to do back in the days, and that's changing my diet,
Yes.
taking away some of my old habits that I just can't do it no more. It's a lifestyle, so I
Listen,
had to adapt to the lifestyle. So no
that is
worries, I
facts.
trust God.
There we go. And that's what it's all about because, like you said, trust me, I'll be 51 next month. And
Oh,
yeah, girl, I'm an OG.
baby,
Yes.
that face card don't tell it though.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Listen, I
For
drink my
real.
water and I mind my business.
What you saying? I drink my water and I drink me a Tito's, little Tito's and ginger ale
Little
too.
sippy sip, little sippy sip.
Get a little balance, a little balance.
But you're right though, I don't like to say we get old, we're seasoned. As we get seasoned in life,
Yes.
we have to, there's certain things that I know physically I can't do that I did 20, 30 years ago. Like I go to the gym, but I don't be in there trying to lift 100 pounds, 200 pounds. Like I just do what
Of
I can do.
course.
So yeah, I mean, trust me, I completely understand. But I love the fact that you're active, you're doing your thing, and you're not allowing nothing to get in your way of it. So definitely, we got shout out to Hype Man Crunk. He just asked. He said, "When the video doing?" I'm thinking he's maybe asking when's the video dropping. If I
I
have to get it right.
know, I know. It's here. Listen, hi man, I'm so excited about the video. Shout out to everybody who showed up to that video that day. It was a magical day. We talking about Kia Shine, we talk about Gangsta Black, we
Wow,
talk
wow.
about Big Hunter, we got Tribby. Yo, we got so many. I mean, listen, the video is crazy. Wicked Films, shout out to Wicked Films, Camera God, and CD. I had three of the finest videographers in Memphis hands down on this video. Yo, it's crazy. But hype man, we in the works. Just give me a minute. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get these dates together, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in Memphis in like 10 days, man. Give me a minute.
I know that's right. Do you miss living in Memphis?
I won't say I miss living in Memphis. I love my city. I love my city. My mindset has always been bigger than my city, and I'm saying this in the most humble way. My mindset has always been beyond it, but
Sure.
I love my city. I love what it has, and what is the culture in me of my city. I embrace it well, and I wouldn't take a day, back from who created me and who I am. But the only downside of that is not being able to be um, within reach of my family, missing certain things because I can't fly in right now, or it's too late of a notice or something like that. That's the only thing that really bugs me sometimes. I just can't be right there all the time. But no, I think this is the best thing that I done for myself was leaving Memphis,
Yes.
you know.
Absolutely. And like you said, if you come out here to the Atlanta area, you'll be a whole lot closer. Like you said, on a whim, you could get in the car and drive up there should something happen, God forbid. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Understood. Being that you've changed, I guess you got to do multiple genres. Like you said, you started in R&B. Now you've tapped into the rap, genre per se. Are
Mhm.
there other genres out there that you're interested in tapping into at some point in time? Maybe a little country music, a little pop, Do you desire to do that?
Yes, definitely will tap into the country. Definitely will tap into pop. I probably got some pop already in the
Okay.
catalog right now. Um, Definitely gospel. It's just with the gospel, I want to be really creative and I want to be myself, and I don't want to rush into it. And how this music goes, once you put your foot in, you gotta kind of start where you started. So I kind of got the attention with the hip hop. So I'm pushing the hip hop, and I'm gonna, just kind of gradually bring the R&B in, then everything else. So like I said, it's the story of Claramarie, and it's many chapters, and definitely Christ is all throughout that book. So
That absolutely, absolutely. Number one, I couldn't agree more because through him, anything is possible.
absolutely,
You got more
absolutely.
questions coming in. They coming with the questions tonight, sis. Okay, so let's see. Do you feel the need to compete with the youth or feel a need to attract their attention as you focus on your own new or on your new music?
Never felt like the need to compete. I've always came in as myself. I am the auntie. I've always been the auntie. I have no children. I grew up being the auntie. Shout out to my 27 nieces and nephews and
Wow.
my 13 great nieces and nephews.
Wow.
So, I just like kind of like embrace who I am. I'm always cheering everybody on. That's just how I get down. I know who I am, I know my place. And no, I don't feel threatened at all. I'm coming and trying to be me. So the only way I can feel threatened if someone else is trying to be me.
I
And I don't think in this game no one wants to be somebody else. So I'm doing good at being me.
Absolutely. And I feel like, and that was a great question, by the way, that was submitted, and a great answer that you gave. I feel like that is absolutely what is going to separate you because you're unapologetically 100% being yourself as you should be because you're beautiful, you're talented, you're doing exactly what God called you to do.
And want to inspire all ladies, all ages, that it's never too late. Do you? Your dream is your dream. Your path is your path. Whether it comes today or tomorrow or next year, don't bank on somebody else's life. Bank on your own, but put the pressure in your own.
Absolutely. What do you feel like are some of the other qualities that Clara Marie has that separate you from other artists that are out there right now? Not saying that, no shade to them, but what qualities do you feel like separate you from a lot of the other artists out there right now?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say the years I've been involved, being around the different types of people in the industry. Like I said, I started up with blues artists like the Barcades and Isaac Hayes, and learning from him, and Hines, and learning from them in church as a little girl. Music has always been in me. So I mean, throughout the years, it's always been a passion of mine. I just never put my foot into it. So it's like, it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of like a lesson in its own. Me learning more things about myself, me going after and telling myself that it's never too late. This is, my story. This is my dream. So who's to write my story? Me and God. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. And I love that for you. What do you feel like? Because to me, it sounds like you have a full understanding of this music business and you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing to get yourself to where you want to go. But what do you feel like is something that you could maybe work on a little bit more? Because we all have to be accountable and we all are always a work in progress.
Be more active. I
Hmm.
mean, be more active, more productive, and be more serious about it, because so everything is a choice. And I chose to put my hands into this music, but at the same time, I know that, you know, if all fails, I have something strong to fall back on. So I never let music overwhelm me, but yet I'm like, you started something, you got to finish it.
Yes. Absolutely. Great answer too, by the way, but you're absolutely right. It's like, I feel like we as humans, that human element comes in sometimes and we'll start something and not necessarily finish it, but there's certain things in life that is, we are called to do. We have to make sure that we complete that assignment. And this is what you're doing right now.
Right, right. I mean, like I said, when I got in the studio and started making these songs and they came out, anybody, any artist know, you can write a song, you can go in there, just because your art, your mind, your thoughts, it's not gonna always come out on the record like that. And people are not gonna always relate to your thoughts, your sound. Yet when I tapped into it, immediately they did. So it was like something in me was like, this is something you're supposed to been done. I mean, I don't know how you're jumping in it through rap or whatever the case, but music is something that's always been a part of you, and you got to tap into it. So
Absolutely. And I don't
it's my
think it's
time.
ever, we're ever too late for anything. It's like, look back in hindsight, like I didn't start my career in the music industry as a radio personality, etc., until I was like 36, and I was a single mom. That was my number one priority. Once my son graduated and went off to the military, I said, okay, now it's my time to do my true passion. Prior to that, I was working to take care of home, single mom. So I feel like I don't care if we 8 or 80, we can do what we want, and who's to say that we can't?
Right, right. Let nobody tell your story. Your story is your story. You
Right.
know.
And we can't compare our journey to anybody else's, because you and I both know a lot of people on social media, they only post the highlight moments of their life and they make it look all glamorous, right?
Of course, okay. Of course, like the one question you asked, that's where I fall back on. I gotta get proactive. I gotta get more active, being involved in the media, in the social media, and pushing my music. I'm too comfortable because I know life is good on this side already, and it's not like I'm not in this music trying to get famous. That's that's really why I never pursued music, because I always had a problem being front and center. So I knew being an artist, that's what it requires. So that's why I used to be comfortable singing in the background, getting me a check, getting the same check, meeting all the artists, shaking hands, taking pictures. And like I said, it's just something that came over me. It was like, look, you got to do this. And then when I tapped in, it was like, okay, you started something. Let's keep going.
Is there a decent music scene out there in Fort Lauderdale? Because I honestly haven't been to Fort Lauderdale in many, many years.
It's so Fort Lauderdale is kind of the new Miami, why Miami is being redeveloped.
Mm.
All you know, you got the wealthy people that don't want the hype are here in Fort Lauderdale. You have the football players that are rookies, the new cheerleaders that's just becoming, on the team. They're here in Fort Lauderdale. Their children, the wealthy people children. This is the safe zone.
Right.
But Miami's right down the road. So yeah, everything's popping down here now. Miami is still in my yayo, and Fort Lauderdale done kind of picked up too. It's the safe zone for South Florida now.
And it's a beautiful area out there. It is
Oh
so
gosh.
nice.
It
If
is.
anybody
It
hasn't been to
is.
Fort Lauderdale, go check it out.
Oh, Fort Lauderdale is where it's at now. You're gonna be able to park somewhere easily versus Miami, and then because it's Miami, they raise the prices up. At jet ski 200 in Miami, it's 100 in Fort Lauderdale.
Definitely. Listen, I'm already knowing that's and stuff be seasonal too. So like, of course, springtime, summertime, they be jacking the rates up, right?
Yeah, yeah, but just right down the road, because it's Miami, they jack it up, and it's the same ocean, the same jet ski. It's just you're in Miami versus Fort Lauderdale.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Definitely over the years you've evolved with your music, and that's the goal. Is we want to level up, we want to evolve. But would you say that the theme of your music, the things that you talk about, has remained the same, or does that vary and change as well?
So it definitely changed. That's why the title, like I said, we go back to the title, the story of Claramarie, which is supposed to have been the R&B album or the R&B EP. But the rap, when I rap, it's kind of it's the same pen. It's coming from the same storyteller, so it's the same story, just a different day. So the rap is me. I'm telling my stories through the rap as well.
Yeah. Being that you started out like writing poetry and you write your music, so writing is definitely a passion for you. Have you ever given any thought to write for other artists?
Yes, I have. I said, that's probably going to be my end game because, A, I am auntie, and two, I am 45. So, I'm not going to be
Looking like
trying to
you
pop my head in
25.
the industry forever.
Okay.
I am going to have to sit down and be a housewife and maybe have a child one day.
Listen, sis, you still could do it at that age. You got if not you a dog mom, right?
I mean, I'm a dog mom, and I'm big on manifestation, and I've always manifested that I was going to adopt a child. I was going to
Yeah.
save a child's life one day. So that may be something in my future as well. That's something
Absolutely.
I've always wanted to do, not because just because I've wanted to save somebody, and you know,
Nothing wrong with that. Listen, and doing something like that would probably be the one of the biggest blessings ever that would touch your life.
yes, absolutely.
We got more questions coming in the chat. What is your target audience? I would say, who is your target audience, and what is your overall objective for your career?
Well, like I said, definitely my overall audience is everyone. I'm the auntie. So I can be your uncle's favorite auntie, or I can be little nephew favorite auntie, let me borrow $1. Or, I'm just the auntie of America. I'm just, when you think about an auntie, you think about a safe zone. You think about somebody you can depend on. You think of somebody that's funny, that's rarely around, that when she comes in she brightens the room. So I'm everybody. I want to touch the world. My end game is definitely tap back into my clothing line, and take care of my parents.
Yes.
It's
That
the main goal. Like
yeah,
that's the end goal is to be financially stable where I can sit down and really care for them.
I love that. I listen, I love that because really, truth be told, they do it for us for so many years. To be able to do it for them would be again one of those biggest blessings ever. That's why I said earlier I eventually want to get back to Florida because I do want to be there to take care of my dad should he need me in that capacity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Shout out
it's
to
not about the fame so much for
right.
me. It's not about being the biggest name. Yes, I want to be recognized for my art. Um, and, yes, I want to tap into my passion for music. But yeah, it's not like my dreams is, oh, I gotta get rich. I want to live this life. I'm already at that life. I'm already living it. So
Listen,
I'm
you are
just
living
doing
your
something.
best life.
I'm just doing something that is a part of me, and I just am ready to share that part of me with the world.
Absolutely. We got shout out to my homie YGM Ouija checking in. I've interviewed him a couple times. He was just with me a couple weeks ago. He's
Okay.
saying that let's work. Collaborations. Is that something you're open to doing with right now if it makes sense for what you have going on? Oh, I think she froze up, you guys. Maybe she'll come back in a second. Y'all stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Sometimes the Wi-Fi be Wi-Fi-ing, doing its thing. So give her a second. She'll be back. But yeah, that's definitely something that we'll ask her, Ouija. Shout out to my homie Ouija checking in too. We'll see if she's open to them collaborations. In the meantime, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I know a lot of y'all are checking it on over on Facebook. And if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Don't feel shamed. Industry's most wanted. And we're going to wait for her to come back and then see, she'll be back in a second. Y'all stay tuned. Thank you for being patient. She going to be right back with us. Between time, we got one of her records that we're going to listen to tonight too. So make sure you guys definitely stick around for that. So see, I told you she came right back with it. Definitely. I think her Wi-Fi might be giving her a hard time tonight. Okay. Are you with us now?
Yeah, that's it. It be like that penthouse life. That penthouse life. We at the top. We at the top.
Listen, girl, I know that's right. Tell them. So, the last question I was asking you: are you open to collaborations with other artists if it works with and aligns with what you're doing with your music?
Any and everybody. When it comes to music, all genres. I mean, I got country songs in my playlist. I got all kinds of stuff in this playlist. So I'm open, and like I said, I'm just that type of person. You know, I start off as the auntie. I'm friendly, and I'm tapping in, and I'm
Yes.
tapping in.
I know that's right. Definitely. And we've got one of your songs loaded up tonight. So let me ask you this. Is the song Amen, Say Man, or is it Big Memphis?
So the song originally was Amen, Say Man, but no, it's Big Memphis. It's a song dedicated to my city. It was just really the chant, Amen, Say Man. And how you pronounce it is Amen, Say Man. You know
Man,
what I'm talking about?
listen,
Amen,
I was just
Say
about to say,
Man,
we
Big
gotta,
Memphis, man.
you're right. We gotta put that big M, Amen, Say Man.
Amen. So yeah, so we just kind of went with the Big Memphis. And that's what it is. It's the Big Memphis, man.
Not the
Amen.
little one, Big Memphis,
Man,
man. I
the
love
big
it.
one.
The
Hey,
music, the music.
the music.
The
The
music.
music.
I love it. I love it. Listen, Memphis has historically produced superstars, including yourself, and I love
Appreciate
your
it.
energy. Same thing Ouija just said. I love the energy. So definitely,
Appreciate it.
so for people who are interested in tapping in with you to work with you on any level, what is the best way for them to reach out to you? Y'all stay tuned. I think her Wi-Fi. She lives in the high rise. You know what I'm saying? She up in the sky. She doing her thing. So just bear with her for just a
Oh
moment until
my.
the Wi-Fi gets. Okay, I think did we got you back? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay for anybody who wants you on any level, features, collaborations. What's the best way for them to reach out? Is email or your social media? Just stay tuned, you guys. We gonna get this answer from her. We gonna get the answer from her. I'm glad we made it through a big portion of the interview to her. Listen, the devil is a lie, trying to interrupt her Wi-Fi, trying to interrupt her good interview. But anybody out there checking in, make sure you guys follow her. She's going to give you her social media when she comes back. Or it's Claramarie_melody on Instagram. So make sure you guys tap in with her. That way, I don't know if she'll be able to get back in here. She's having some issues with her Wi-Fi. Claramarie_melody is where she's at on Instagram. So make sure you guys go follow her and check out some of her music. We'll see if she pops back in so we can get the official answer. But I would say for now, that's the best way to reach out to her. And I'm actually going to put that on the screen too, so you guys can see that. So bear with me a second here. Let's see. This is her IG. Let me see if I can get it added to the screen so y'all can see it. All right, so it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So do a screenshot, screen record, whatever, so you can go follow her on Instagram. Definitely. We'll wait another minute and see if she comes back. You want me to display that email address on the screen? Ouija, give me display it on the screen? I'm going to ask you that first. Give me a yes or no, because some people don't like putting their email out there like that. Some people do, some people don't. But you see her Instagram scrolling across the bottom, so just make sure you guys go follow her. Definitely. We'll give her another minute and see if she's able to get back in here. But like I said, if you over here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know, Industry's Most Wanted.
Industry's Most Wanted.
You dig? Ain't nobody out doing what I'm doing. I promise you, ain't nobody interviewing more than I'm interviewing. This is my 5th interview today. We working over here. You know what I'm saying? Big things popping. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna give her another minute, see if she comes back. Cause you all ain't here to see me. You're here to see her. She's a superstar. All right. So Ouija said yes for collaboration. Boom. That's the email address. So the end is .com. He put .com, but .com, C-O-M. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If anybody is interested in tapping in with me to be a guest on Industry's Most Wanted, whether we do it in person or we do it virtually, like tonight, I'm working from the home studio. This is my home setup, but I have a in-person spot, which Ouija's been to twice. You can hit me up on Instagram at TampaMystic so we can get that booked. I'll send you all the information on booking virtually or in person. I offer both. And I even do phone interviews. I want to make it convenient and comfortable for whoever. But all right, I think we got her back. We got you back, baby. Maybe. Been trying to hold it down for you, but you the superstar. They come to see you. They ain't come to see me tonight. They come to see Claramarie. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to fully get her back, but I would say the best bet is just to follow her on Instagram, Ouija, and hit her up there and just tell her that you've seen her on the interview with me, and then she can definitely, let you know the getting that auntie and uncle record together. I think that sounds like a dope idea. I'm going to put your email up here as well. Boom. And I know you said you were talking about getting some music to me. If you want, hit me on Instagram at TampaMystic and I'll provide you with the email address, or you can just send it to TampaMystic@gmail.com. The thing I ask is, 1, put your name in the email subject line so I know who it's from. And 2, please make sure that the MP3 is properly labeled. Artist name dash song title. Artists be sending me songs that say track 1.mp3. I don't know who it is. I don't know what the name of the song is. So some of y'all artists got to step up your game. Start properly labeling your MP3 before you send it out. Because the other thing is too, if your MP3 is not properly labeled, and I'm talking about going into the properties and labeling it, it'll never register on radio. So make sure you guys send it out properly labeled and mixed and mastered. Very, very important. So yeah, dropping a couple gems on you real quick. See if we can get her back in here. Are you there? I I see her, but I don't hear her right now.
I see
I
you, and here I am.
There she is. There she is. So let's real quick
I don't
while
know
we
where
got
the
you
heck.
here. It's all good, baby. I was holding it down for you. So one of the questions that was
For
just
sure.
asked is if an artist wants to collaborate with you on a song and it aligns with what you're doing and the type of music that you're presenting to the world, would you be, you said you would be open to it?
Absolutely.
And what's the best way? I had put your Instagram on the screen just a moment ago while you had logged off. What is the best way for someone to reach out to you for business? Is it email, through Instagram?
Yeah, email or Instagram. The email is cmking380 at gmail.com. cmking380 at gmail.com. But I always got somebody on my IG checking, so definitely through my IG as well.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, because Ouija, he's in Florida too. He's in Madison, which is, like northern Florida, but he's very interested in so
Okay.
let's go ahead and get into the single because I really want people to hear that. Before we do, I did display your Instagram on the screen, so they may have caught that. But outside of your Instagram, where I want you to give it again, what social platforms can people follow you on?
Definitely Facebook. We definitely X. Definitely TikTok. Everything is the same thing. Clara Marie Melody. Clara Marie. That's how you find me.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys follow her, tap in with her, and if you want to work with her, just be about your business. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's get into this big Memphis record. Amen, say man. Big Memphis in the building. You can't say Clara Marie doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Listen, I love your energy, most
Amen.
definitely.
Same that.
Absolutely. Anything else that you?
It's the Memphis in me. It's the Memphis in
That's
me.
and you can't take that from you.
Ah,
Can't take
absolutely
that from
not.
you.
That's in me. It's in me all day.
Absolutely. Anything else that you have coming up that the people need to know about before we check out your single?
Yeah, that story of Clara Marie. We will start shooting that movie. Like I said, late spring. It'll be probably in theaters, or we're debating on the theaters. We're debating on Netflix. We got two different deals in the making, and we haven't shot yet. But the idea, the concept, the storyline, everybody is like dead on, especially with the music, and they're seeing how the rave that I'm getting in the year. So definitely,
I love it.
definitely the movie is gonna be something real major coming up
That's
next.
beautiful. Listen, I really appreciate you taking some time with us tonight. This was such a beautiful conversation. I know I kept you longer than I said I was, but we've had such a great conversation. The energy was beautiful, the chemistry was beautiful. So I just want to say
Yes,
thank you.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here tonight. So we're going to go ahead and ask you if you have any shout outs, and then we're going to close it out with playing your single.
Shout out to my team. Shout out to Mardi Gras. Shout out to my daughter, Carmen Mello. That's my auntie, and that's my niece and my daughter. Shout out to my family, my mom, my dad. Shout out to my fiance. Everybody that keeps my energy up. Jesus, shout out to the energy. That's just putting good people like you in my path. This music industry is it can be a little choppy, but my energy has always been positive every step of the way. So I'm very appreciative of that.
I love that. I love that. Absolutely. Again, I appreciate you being here tonight. The song is anticipated because Ouija just said, can't wait to hear the song. So we about to get into it, and this is where we'll close it out. So everybody, I know that's right. I know that's right. Everybody that tuned in tonight, whether you're on Facebook, we have two Facebook pages going right now. We got YouTube going and we got Twitch going. So no matter where you checked in, also, this interview does stay permanently on each of those platforms, so you can go check it out if you missed any part of it. Yeah, we got auntie vibes checking in tonight. You know what I'm saying? Big
So,
auntie
for
vibes. You see
sure.
it right there, looking all lovely.
Big auntie.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get into the song if you can introduce it for us.
So, like I said, this is my little first jewel at introducing myself to the rap game. My first rap song that I wrote myself. A main, say main, big Memphis man. Y'all know what it is, man.
I know that's right. Y'all stay tuned for Amen, say man, Memphis in the building, Claramarie doing it big already. Y'all stay tuned for it. If you are feeling the
Amen.
record,
Say man.
if you feeling the record, drop them emojis. I'm about to start it over in a second. But if you feeling the record, drop them fire emojis. We about to start the record back over for
I told
y'all.
them I don't do that rap. I don't do that.
We gotta run it back.
Amen. Say man. Here we go. They told me to get them some bars on this beat. I told them I don't do that rap. They like, nah,
Amen,
nah.
say man, big Memphis, we winning. Amen, say man, big Memphis, keep spinning. Amen, say man, big Memphis, yeah. Amen, say man, big Memphis, still pimpin'. Amen, say man, big Memphis, we winning. Amen, say man, big Memphis, keep spinning. Amen, say man, big Memphis, yeah. Amen, say man, big Memphis, still pimpin'. I know you expect me to run. Fighting no maggots, I do it for fun. You need him to I got him for fun. He say he need love, I ain't the one. He play with your heart, I play with his pocket. I send him a pic, he shoot like a rock. He suck on my toes, I picked on his feelings. Spinning his cash, you at home with his children. Don't play with this pimpin'. Boss from Memphis, cut chick, but I ain't a pilgrim. I taking your man, I just want his cash. He ride with the bag and leave with no. He fill up my tank, I empty his stash. Give me my credit, I only take cash. I've been about them bands since I was a youngin', boy. Give me my money, I only want honey. Say man, big Memphis, we win. Amen, say man, big Memphis, keep spinning. Amen, say man, big Memphis, yeah. Amen, say man, big Memphis, still pimpin'. Amen, say man, big Memphis, we win. Amen, say man, big Memphis, keep spinning. Amen, say man, big Memphis, yeah. Amen, say man, yeah. Let me finish. Still pimpin'. Cause be playing when they come to these. Be submitted to boys with only 4 figures. Yeah, he call himself a killer, but he never put a trigger. Shed a tear when his baby mama hit him. That boy more than Tom, so I be calling him Jerry. He a rat, so I had to this in a hurry. Can't have that hat on my back, that can get scary. My vision be blurry, the gas can be speeding. Can't be caught slipping, cause look, I'm trending. Run through that boy pocket, that time he jocking me. Memphis for sure, you know that we poppin'. Yeah, there where I go. My city ain't diamonds and pearl, but the most beautiful land in the world. Amen. Say man, big Memphis, we winning. Amen, say man, big Memphis, keep spinning. Amen, say man, big Memphis, yeah. Amen, say man, big Memphis, still pimpin'. Amen, say man, big Memphis, we winning. Amen, say man, big Memphis, keep spinning. Amen, say man, big Memphis, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Amen, say man, big Memphis, still pimpin'. Here we go.
Amen, say man. Yo, that record is hard. You got
Amen.
you got people in the audience right
Amen.
now talking
Say
about
man.
they already thinking about their verse because
Amen.
they want to be on the
Say
remix.
man. Amen. Amen. Hey, shout out to my producers, Luke Hill Mountain Beats from London, England, and Hot Rod from Memphis, man, for bringing the music to life, man. Shout out to my producers, man. Let me not forget about you too, yo.
Absolutely, they
Talking
are
about
some of
all the
the
way
most.
London, England. You know what
I
I'm
know
talking
that's right. I know that's right. Listen, they in the chat room talking about they trying to think of their verse already because they want to be on the remix. So maybe hottest verse will win.
about? Get the writing, get it, send them to me, send them to me, send them to me.
Yeah, hottest verse. Maybe you should do a hottest verse challenge for the remix.
Hey, okay. Oh, okay.
I think that
Y'all got to know a little something about Memphis, though. You know what I'm saying?
that would be dope though because I feel like that would
For
really
sure.
draw some big attention to the record. Doing them type of verse like a verse challenge or something. Listen, because I know Project Pat and they be doing stuff like that. Shout out to Project Pat, my homie. So
Project at all.
yeah, definitely,
Telling you.
definitely. So
For sure. For sure.
100%. Well, thank you so much for being with us tonight. I definitely appreciate you and everybody that tuned in, everybody that chimed in the chat room. Definitely grateful. Claramarie, anything else before we get out of here? I think she froze one last time. Amen. Say man. That's going to be in my head now for the rest of the night. Amen. Say man. Definitely. But listen, y'all, we appreciate everybody that tuned in, checked in. It's your girl, TampaMystic. Make sure you guys follow Claramarie. We still got the chats coming in. BBQ music. Okay, let's get it. Absolutely. But